on the other side of town where you used to live. You told me a secret I can't forget. That's the reason I left you. Never could foresee the things would turn out the way they did. Your stories weren't just stories after all. You and I both had it wrong. Now picking up the pieces one by one, I'm done. This whole thing is so bizarre. Our last goodbye, au revoir. 'Cause I'll never forgive you. I'm done. Remember how we snuck out? Used to take your car and drive around for hours. You told me stories I can't forget, about your dreams and your life before we met. Oh, never could foresee that things would turn out the way they did. Your stories weren't just stories after all. You and I both had it wrong. Now picking up the pieces one by one, I'm done. This whole thing is so bizarre. Our last goodbye, au revoir. 'Cause I'll never forgive you. I'm done. Oh, you and I both had it wrong. close. No, I'm not one of those who is the center of attention. I'm not one of those. No. Some people might say I am afraid, but I just do things my own way. I don't know why, 'cause I don't like people pleasing. And sometimes they don't see what defines me, but I don't need them honestly, 'cause I got you. Everybody else makes me feel small and done and lost, but you're not like everybody else at all. You're the only one who makes me talk and walk so tall, 'cause you're not like everybody else at all. You're everything everyone else is not. You're not one of those who judge before they know somebody. I just feel at home. Yeah, yeah. You like to take things slow, never stressing anybody. That's just how I roll. Yeah. Some people might say I am afraid, but I just do things my own way. I don't know why, 'cause I don't like people pleasing. And sometimes they don't see what defines me, but I don't need them honestly, 'cause I got you. Everybody else makes me feel small